the role the Bitcoin Treasury plays, and then kind of how it's, again, it goes back to what we've been talking about before. So we have this fiat system, and now we have Bitcoin inside of it, and there's this volatile reaction that's happening. And I think Jeff Booth is completely right when he says that these are incompatible. One will eat the other. Like there's no,
right.
Like it will be parallel for a time of transition. Like we're in this transitionary phase change. It's going to be water or it's going to be ice. It's one way or the other. And we're in the middle of this. And if you think of these as competing systems, and they're competing, it's an energy transfer, right? So Bitcoin is this black hole that's sucking all the energy out of this fiat system, that the fiat system fights back. So it's like every time that I have to, I still have to spend dollars, pay my taxes or do this or that. Like I have to interact in that system currently today. And every time I do, I just recognize that I'm now sending more energy into that system. And when I pull it out and I can completely opt out my dollars into Bitcoin, I'm pulling that energy out. And then when I can transact in Bitcoin, I'm keeping it out. But like, this adoption phase is where we're still in this so this energy sloshing back and forth. And that's kind of how I'm thinking of it. It's just like it's a good story. We're in this slosh of this back and forth. And what can I do? All I can do is try to make sure that I'm minimizing as much that I'm putting into the fiat and putting as much as I can, for my day to day. Because it's not like I'm just going to just completely pretend like I don't exist in this fiat world. Like I have to feed my family. I have to do these things. So it's just like the principle is I'm trying to minimize my interactions in fiat world and I'm trying to maximize my interactions in Bitcoin world. If those are the principles, then where does a treasury company fit in this muck of slosh? And it's like, I think there's a difference between 0 and 1 and 1 and many. I think that's the right way of putting this. So we look at strategy, and Michael Saylor, and I look at what he's done to pull energy out of the fiat and into Bitcoin. I have to imagine that the net of that sloshing is huge win, right? I think that's a huge win for Bitcoin. But then you say, okay, so that was one. He institutionalized it. He said, hey, you can be a business and hold this. You can put it on your balance sheet, because I'm an author now, right? I have my own business. I hold Bitcoin. That's just what I'm trying to save in, so it's like, in that sense, it's like, yeah, every entity, government, individual, company is going to want to be in that Bitcoin system. And like, that's going to be in their best interests. The idea of a company having Bitcoin is something different than just a Bitcoin treasury company, where what they're selling is access to the money printer. Hey, I'm a quintillionaire. You're not. Give me your money, and then on your behalf, I will buy Bitcoin. Like, I'm leveraging the fiat against itself. That speculative attack thing. It's like, I get that in principle, and again, I think there's a difference between the 0 and the 1. But then, can we take it to the nth? Can everybody do that? And it's like, well, if you take it to the nth, I'm acknowledging the fact that there's some sloshing back to that system, and I don't know the point that, it's good for Bitcoin if there's, 567 treasury companies, and that 567th one is too much. And that's when, the fiat system starts to like take it back. Like, I don't know that, but I'm just trying to work out the principles. And I think the less you're just a pure play treasury company that just says, I'm taking advantage of this fiat system, my intuition is saying you're not actually, you're cashing out in fiat. At the end of the day, that's just horizontal trading in the fiat world that I don't think you're actually de-energizing the monetary system itself. That's kind of the best way I can articulate it. But I think those are the actual principles or the gears that are working. It really comes back to what's the purpose or the function of you starting this treasury company. And if you're trying to just shoot your stock up, I think you're probably off course. the end has to be to de-energize fiat. And if you're able to achieve that, and to the extent that you can do that, I think the extent that it's legit. But to the extent that it doesn't, I don't agree with them. You're just playing an extractive fiat game cloaked in a Bitcoin banner.
How has your view of war itself changed after grokking Bitcoin, after really going down the rabbit hole? Like what has changed for you when you look back at, just war in general, service, everything? Because I know everyone has like a different answer on this, so I'm very curious yours.
Yeah. So I think of the entire military industrial complex, the forever wars, understanding what I know about the monetary system. It's just a means to inject money. That's it. I don't even care about the particular justifications for this is a bad guy, and this bad thing happened over here. We got to go fix it. We got to do
right.
To me, it's a string of justifications to inject money into the economy. Then that's it. I think that's literally it. Because if we didn't have taxes, if there was zero tax revenue, it wouldn't change a single governmental action, because the government's not funded that way. Like, people think your taxes aren't paying for anything. Like they're literally not funding it. Like, that's why we have 38 trillion in debt. Like, because we're not paying for it with actual money. They're taking your money, but they're taking it to hide the fact of how they're actually funding the government. So it's like, if we didn't have taxes and nothing changed, people would see how absurd it is. Like, wait, you're just literally printing everything to pay for it? Like, yes, that is how they're doing it.
That's precisely
That's how
what
they're
I'm
doing
saying.
it. Exactly what's happening. So it's kind of like, when you understand that most of these things are just the way that they obfuscate the magic trick, so in grad school, I wrote my thesis on, modern Gnosticism, this idea that, reality itself is this oppressive prison, and we have to break through it. And we can use, if we have the secret sauce, if we know the special words, we can punch through and the oppression of reality and, achieve utopia. It's like that's the kind of like the most generalized understanding. It's like, well, that's what our monetary system is. We are monetary Gnostics. And I kind of touch in that a little bit in the book. It's more of a, an esoteric philosophical kind of thing, but that's what's playing out. Economic reality be damned. We're just going to print. We're going to say by decree, and even just when you think of it, fiat, by decree, let it be. We're just saying our problems will be solved, and they're not, because that's not how reality works. So when you put it in those terms, it's absurd. And no one's like, that. Surely that can't be our system, because we think that it's serious. We think they're serious people, running the government. We think that these are serious people that are, they have their titles and they wear their little bow ties and their suits. And, these people are, I don't know. I fully acknowledge my part in enabling that we put them up. It's like, I hate that idea of just we enable it. I am a participant in this system that put those people up, so I acknowledge my part. But our politicians, for the most part, they deserve nothing but our ridicule and contempt. A similar but tangential thing to both sides being equally wrong. We've kind of fallen with this with the capitalism too, going into the alley and we're gambling and we're trading, right? That's just redistribution. So the capitalist, that's like, I'm on Wall Street and I'm making all this money, but I'm actually just taking it from other people. There's no more value in the world than before. We're just redistributing it amongst ourselves. I've heard a couple of people online, talk about, the short seller doesn't make anything. They accumulate a bunch of money. They win a bunch of money off of other people, but they're not inventing anything. They're not creating anything. They're just winning money off of people. So it's the same level of redistribution. Just instead of the government doing it, it's just back alley throwing dice. That's really kind of what it is. We can either redistribute the wealth because we're all gambling, or we can redistribute the wealth because big mighty state comes and takes everybody's shit. It's like, both of those are wrong. Redistribution is just kind of a dumb idea that needs to be put to rest.
If you like that clip, then you definitely got to check out this next spicy clip. I think think you're really going to like it. Come on, check it out. But if you want the full version, the full interview, then check that out over here. Come on, do it. I'll see you in there.